I later learned, as my own contact with the inner worlds began to come of age, that T-Chan-Si is the name of one of my master teachers. This wise and ancient master has manifested many times via AVA. He comes with great authority and dignity, his features old indeed. He comes also dressed in a white robe of his office, and has introduced himself through other channels as a member of the White Brotherhood. When I channel his energy, I feel his measured and considered thoughts to every question. I contemplate seemingly open space, staring at the floor or wall. For long periods of time, I am deep within thought, oblivious of those seeking guidance around me. Such silences can become embarrassing for others, but T-Chan-Si tells me that within the silence, one grows to understand all things deeply. For within the silence, one is made aware of oneself as one really is. In the naked silence, there can be no pretense. All men are equal when in the silence of their own souls. Drop in temperature. Whenever I sat in a development class, a substantial drop in temperature occurred. Others in the class said that they felt this temperature drop too. Even with the heating turned up to maximum, people would don overcoats. When I asked my guide Onin why this temperature drop should occur, he told me that as more energy from other dimensions was channeled to the class, as guides lowered their vibrations, and we in class raised ours, an energy shift occurred. Within this etherized environment, which had been created by the class's higher state of consciousness and the guide's lower state of attunement, lines of communication could be made clearer. When the guides used their astral bodies as vehicles to permeate physical etheric reality, the very nature of the etheric elements being finer and higher created this energy shift. We in class, being denser in vibrational terms and reliant on physical heat to support life, interpreted this energy shift purely upon a physical level. In other words, this energy shift created a drop in physical temperature. Yet, in our guide's dimension, this drop represented a shift, a creation of finer energies which benefited communication from both sides. Whenever I teach, this drop in temperature always occurs, coupled with psychic breezes. Healing breath. It was the powerful and loving presence of the energy personality essence, known to me as Greyhawk, who was in the forefront of much of my initial development. He came as a great healer and speaker, and as a master teacher showed me the gift of healing breath. This healing breath phenomenon began during month 10 of my initial awakening. Working within my aura, Greyhawk produced a creation of life essence, an etheric balm which he projected from my solar plexus, along my windpipe and out through my mouth. When this healing breath reached a patient, its healing properties set to work. In the case of my mother, who was suffering from terminal cancer of the spine, bones and blood, this healing breath eased much pain, whilst assisting another healer during a healing session. This healing breath was directed both towards the patient and the healer. I was some 6 feet away and watched as this breath passed through both of them simultaneously. They both felt this healing breath and were fascinated by the purifying experience. From my point of view, this phenomenon was most physical. My breath was dry and cold. I likened it to the dry coldness of a deep freeze. Its taste was ether and antiseptic. But this description doesn't perfectly fit the taste. It's a close approximation, for the taste was beyond any known physical description. Unfortunately, this phenomena lasted but a month. But Greyhawk tells me that no gift or creation is ever lost. It will return when the need arises, for it is another valuable physical proof of the divine. The Auric mirror. The Auric mirror technique began in the 12th month after the awakening. I discovered that if I held another's gaze, that a simultaneous AVA occurred, where we both saw the same energy personality essence manifest. It's a wonderful experience, as we both describe in detail the manifested personality. In the first session of this kind, in excess of 50 personalities manifested in crystal clear detail. In fact, the link was so strong that the receiver, the person witnessing the manifestations, reported that he could no longer see me. For my part, I could no longer see him either. We had both entered a different dimension. When I asked Benjamin how the Auric mirror technique worked, he told me that it's a refined and more focused counterpart of the mass phenomena, which occurred when more than one receiver was present. He said that because the transmitter, me, and the receiver consciously focused our energies toward each other, we were empowering the phenomena greatly. He went on to say that when the receiver was open and relaxed, giving energy rather than taking it, the link became enhanced further. Using this technique, I have been able to link many hundreds of people in a visual way with their guides and mine. After such an experience, their spiritual growth expands greatly.